मेरे को याद है एक डिज़ाइनर ने किसी को इंटरव्यू दिया था that Priya is only here because she's like a poor little rich girl. I realized कि the games the designers would play बहुत complicated था. It was a very negative environment.
ये achievements, इसके क्या मायने हैं जिंदगी में आपके?
Your success only lasts for a day. I don't measure it with awards. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि ओ मुझे फैशन डिज़ाइनर बनना है क्योंकि मुझे फैशन शो करने हैं, मुझे फेम चाहिए, मुझे पॉपुलैरिटी चाहिए. ऑनेस्टली फैशन वीक्स आर आउटडेटेड. नोबडी सीज, नोबडी गोज. इट्स ऑल about celebrities, it's all about marketing, it's all about getting eyeballs to the showstoppers. Nobody even looks at your collection. You know, I don't want to take names, but when मैं Indian collection देखती हूँ सबकी सेम है. आप मुझसे किसी का भी लहंगा दिखा दो, बोलो ये किसका लहंगा है, I will not be able to tell. Neither should be you become a fashion designer thinking that oh it's so easy, मैं 2 टेलर रख लूँगी, कपड़े बना लूँगी और बेच लेंगे. No. I have seen more drugs in Bombay and Delhi than I've seen anywhere in the world.
तेरे पीछे होगी दुनिया पागल बन. क्या बोला मैंने, कुछ समझा? पागल बन. सहरा में भी ढूंढ ले दरिया, पागल बन, वरना प्यासा मर जाएगा, पागल बन. लोगों से डर लगता है तो घर में बैठ, लोगों से डर लगता है तो घर में बैठ, जिगरा है तो मेरे जैसा पागल बन. नमस्कार, मैं हूं रिदम दत्ता और आप देख रहे हैं रिदम ऑफ लाइफ. वरुण आनंद साहब की ये नज्म हमारे आज की शख्सियत के मद्देनजर है, और वो इसलिए क्योंकि वो एक ऐसी शख्सियत है, उन्होंने अपना नाम, अपनी जिंदगी, अपना दीवानापन सब अपने काम को दिया और अपने ही काम के जरिए अपने काम में इतने रंग भर दिए कि वो बन चुकी है फैशन जगत की एक नामचीन हस्ती. हमारी आज की खास मेहमान है प्रिया कटारिया पुरी, the ace fashion designer. Welcome to our show, Priya.
Thank you so much.
And I want to ask you, ये जो इतने रंग हैं, ये इतना दीवानापन, इतनी जिंदगी में ये पागलपन, ये कैसे किया आपने?
Actually, मैं अपने चाइल्डहुड को रिस्पॉन्सिबल रखूँगी. Most of my childhood in the summers we used to go to Kashmir. वहाँ से मेरी मदर और ग्रैंड मदर हैं, और जब भी मैं श्रीनगर जाती थी अपनी मदर के साथ तो वो रंग बिरंगी साड़ियाँ मेरे पिताजी खरीदते थे फ्रांस से. शिफॉन, फ्रेंच शिफॉन. उस ज़माने में आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द 80s and 70s, फ्रेंच शिफॉन का बहुत फैशन होता था. तो वो फ्रेंच शिफॉन की साड़ियाँ लेके मेरी मॉम मुझे लेके जाती थी वो सारी गलियों में जहाँ पे कश्मीरी के एम्ब्रॉयडरीज होते थे श्रीनगर में, और वहाँ बैठ के वो हमें अलग अलग पैटर्न दिखाते थे और मेरी मदर कंफ्यूज हो जाती थी और हम मुझसे पूछती थी कि प्रिया बताओ ये वाला फ्लावर करूँ कि ये वाला फ्लावर करूँ. ये ड्यूटी मैंने बहुत सीरियसली लेना शुरू कर दिया एंड आई यूज्ड टू लुक फॉरवर्ड टू इट. एंड आई थिंक वही कहीं से मैं कहूँगी कि मेरी जर्नी ऑफ लव फॉर कलर स्टार्टेड. आई स्टार्टेड स्टडिंग अबाउट कलर थेरेपी, और जब मैं वो कलर थेरेपी सीख रही थी तो मैंने फिर ध्यान में मुझे आया कि प्लैनेट्स, डेज आर ऑल इंटरलिंक्ड एंड एसोसिएटेड विद द कलर. सो वो मैंने कलर थेरेपी और कलरोलॉजी के बारे में खुद पढ़ाई की. आई डिड शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्सेज एंड आई रियलाइज कि कलर्स play a huge part in our daily lives.
You know, your family आपको, you know, they didn't want to, you know, take fashion as your profession.
Yes, so they did.
What was that story? और फिर कैसे राजी किया आपने?
I think when I turned 16, 17, my rishta started coming. I'm from Delhi, so it was a very old. I come from a conservative family, but my father was very modern. And as a matter of fact, I must tell you, I got engaged at the age of 17 to a completely wrong person. It was a family arranged thing. And in a way, it was a blessing for me. Because जब वो मेरे पिताजी ने खुद फील किया कि मेरी बेटी इतनी यंग है और उसकी इतनी पोटेंशियल है, मैं उसकी शादी नहीं कर सकता, और उन्होंने ही एंगेजमेंट तोड़ दी. But that was a turning point in my life, because after that he said to me that no, you are too talented, you are too intelligent, and I want you to make something of yourself. So in a way that really worked in my favor. And then he said, no, I still want you to go to do business or to go to finishing school. Anyway, it's good for you. I said, no, I want to be a fashion designer. And I remember his words. He said, what? You want to be a glorified tailor? I said, no, it's not. You see, Dad, in America, it's not. You are a designer. That time, Donna Karan and Calvin Klein were really big. I said, I want to be like Donna Karan and Calvin Klein. I forcefully enrolled myself in Polytechnic, fashion of Polytechnic in South Delhi.
Okay.
तो वहाँ पे मैंने 1.5-2 years का कोर्स किया, 1 year का 1.5 years का, and then my father agreed and he sent me to San Francisco FIDM where I studied fashion. Can you imagine? Back then there was no New York Fashion Week, and in that San Francisco Fashion Week, FIDM students were given 5 outfits to display.
Okay.
और मैंने वो इंडो वेस्टर्न कलेक्शन बनाई, ब्लैक वेलवेट विद हैंड एम्ब्रॉयडरी. दैट वाज माय फर्स्ट कलेक्शन एंड द मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल पॉपुलर कलेक्शन टिल डेट. अब वहाँ पे सेलिब्रिटीज आए, बाबरा बुश, जो बुश प्रेसिडेंट बुश की वाइफ थी, पहले बुश की वाइफ, बियांका जैगर एंड इवाना ट्रम्प, एंड दे क्राउन मी एज द बेस्ट कलेक्शन. And उसके बाद तो जैसे कहते हैं ना, right time, right place. It was pretty much that.
And then you were labeled also as a resort queen, Kaftan queen.
Yes.
So when I talk about ये success, ये titles, ये achievements, इसके क्या मायने हैं जिंदगी में आपके?
I used to be really insecure initially जब वो fashion week शुरू हुआ, because I used to get intimidated looking at other people's work, and that affected me so much that my own performance was terrible. So the reason I'm sharing this story is that one should never look what is happening left, right and center. आप अपने काम में ध्यान दो. Over many fashion weeks and many fashion shows all over the world, selling clothes all over the world. I have been in all the stores. I was invited to Rome Fashion Week. I even made clothes for Madonna, who was like my icon. After doing everything which was in my bucket list, सब टिक हो गई हैं. And if you ask me what is the importance of success, your success only lasts for a day, meaning it depends on every day. So today I'm sitting here with you, talking to you. I want this to be successful. Tomorrow I'll start working on my new print collection. I want that to be successful. For me, success is something work well done on daily basis.
And जब आपने फैशन जगत में कदम रखा प्रिया, that was not the era of the custom tailoring, designer footwear, jewelries, doing stuffs which is so popular these days. तो जब आपने ये काम शुरू करा, मन में डर था फेल होने का कि what if I don't make it?
Not at all. I don't know why. मुझे डर इसलिए नहीं था क्योंकि मैं जब when I was 13-14 years old and my mother used to take me to the tailor to make the clothes, वो मैं अपने बैठ के डिज़ाइन करती थी और जैसे ही वो कपड़े आते थे तो मैं पहनती थी ना, लिटरली मेरे घर के बाहर 10 लड़कियां मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड्स खड़ी थी कि प्लीज़ वी वांट टू बोरो. सो वो कहीं मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया था कि मैं जो भी बनाती हूँ लोग पागल हो जाते हैं. तो वो कॉन्फिडेंस मुझे तो 15 years की एज से ही आ गया था कि मैं कुछ भी पहनती हूँ वो लोगों को बहुत पसंद आता है. बिकॉज लिटरली उसके बाद मैं कभी पहन ही नहीं पाती थी क्योंकि मेरी 10 फ्रेंड्स वुड टेक, एक लेती थी, एक दूसरी लेती थी, वो ड्रेस मेरे पास वापस ही नहीं आती थी. तो मुझे कभी आई थिंक द वे माई पेरेंट्स, इसके लिए मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को क्रेडिट दूंगी क्योंकि माई पेरेंट्स यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज पुट मी ऑन अ पेडेस्ट्रल. वो कभी भी मेरी निंदा नहीं करते थे. मैं ये चीज़ बोलना चाहूँगी सब पेरेंट्स को कि चाहे आपके बच्चों की कितनी भी वीकनेसेस हों, वीकनेसेस के बारे में बात करनी चाहिए, बट 80% of the time you should always praise your children to build their confidence, because in this world to be successful confidence is required. आप अपने आप को आगे नहीं बढ़ा सकते अगर आप दूसरों को गिराएंगे. सबसे पहले तो आपको दूसरों के बारे में सोचना ही नहीं है. अगर आप दूसरों के बारे में सोच रहे हो तो फिर आप अपनी प्रगति के बारे में तो सोच ही नहीं रहे. So it's a very simple logical thing. You have to focus on yourself and your success.
And what you created is your name in the global international market. So when you were taking your collection and they got popular, कभी आपको ऐसा लगा you're putting Indian touch to it, you're putting your design and craft into it, तो global market में ये Indianness ये popular होगा, you were very sure?
Actually, it's very interesting you asked me this question. My main goal and aim was to take the Indian culture and heritage in the fashion international world. ये मेरा clear goal था. My aim is to take forward the Indian handicraft and show an amalgamation of Eastern and Western ideas in a wearable format. मेरे अगर आप काफ्तान देखें, उनके prints देखें, आपको prints, चलो, let's say I'm inspired by Turkish print. For example, my last collection Parabella has Turkish prints. But आप अगर उनको colors देखोगे ना तो आपको इंडिया की याद आएगी. और उसमें सारे traditional hand embroidery की हुई है, antique wires, gold, ari work, zardozi. तो सारा आपको you will think of India. They know that it has a very strong, some Asian or Indian sensibility. If you give anybody a beautiful handcrafted outfit which has beautiful colors and whatever, they don't care whether it's an Indian designer or a Australian designer. They like the outfit because it makes them feel good. They like the food because it tastes good, and love. People don't care who they fall in love with, whether it's African, Indian, or Caucasian. When you fall in love, the feeling of love is beautiful. So fashion, food and love, I always feel have a global and universal language, and you don't need to give explanation.
So Priya, fashion and design आज एक काफी popular field है. जैसे earlier in those times when you were doing, parents नहीं मानते थे, and now we see every second and third child, even the parents wanting their child कि तुम fashion में अपना career बनाओ, design में बनाओ. So what is your take? How easy or difficult it is now?
One should not be in a profession for the wrong reason. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि मुझे फैशन डिज़ाइनर बनना है क्योंकि मुझे फैशन शो करने हैं, मुझे फेम चाहिए, मुझे पॉपुलैरिटी चाहिए, बिकॉज एक टाइम ऐसा भी आया था, neither should be you become a fashion designer thinking that it's so easy, मैं 2 टेलर रख लूँगी, कपड़े बना लूँगी और बेच लेंगे. No, you really have to be passionate, that you really want it. Like आपके अंदर एक फीलिंग होनी चाहिए कि no matter what, चाहे बुरा टाइम आए, चाहे अच्छा टाइम आए, मैं ये करना चाहती हूँ क्योंकि ये it's something that is coming from my soul. और आप मुझसे पूछो अब तो आपके लिए इतना ईजी हो रहता होगा. नहीं, अब तो और भी मुश्किल है क्योंकि you have to, with every collection you have to prove yourself. And plus, earlier when I started my career, I was competing with 10 designers. Today I think I'm competing with 10,000 designers. मेन चीज़ है कि आप जो काम शुरू करते हैं उस पर आपको टिके रहना है. Lot of people start and they become designers. वो 2 collection बिकती नहीं है तो कहते हैं now we've changed our profession. So that is one thing, determination and passion. And the second thing I'd like to say is that fashion has many different aspects to it. So if you have studied fashion marketing requires a lot of skill, and I feel in today's world fashion designers भरपूर हैं but fashion marketers हैं ही नहीं. So I would say fashion marketing, fashion social media, इतनी सारे avenues अब खुल गए हैं.
And also Priya, these youngsters जिनकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, they also do this idol worship, जैसे मनीष मल्होत्रा, रोहित बास, सब्यसाची, प्रिया कटारिया पुरी, they look up to you designers, they want to be like you. So if I want to ask you कि आपकी क्या एडवाइस है, क्या इतना आसान है इनके लिए अब इतने बड़े नाम बनाना?
ये जो सारे नाम लिए, इनसे आप काफ़ी और ऊंचाई पे जा सकते हैं. Everything is possible as long as you want. First of all, I think it's not a good idea to idolize anyone. किसी को भी idolize नहीं करना क्योंकि inspiration लेनी है और you can follow their plus points. जैसे कि कोई डिज़ाइनर है who is very hard working, सुबह शाम वो काम करता है, idolize that quality of that person. Someone who's extremely creative, idolize that quality of the person. Don't idolize the person, one person, because it's not the person who makes something successful or makes a name. It is a combination of that person's qualities, discipline, determination and passion that makes it a success.
तो low phases में आप कैसे deal करती हैं? And is it a good way to get out of anything which is low in life when you're close to nature?
कभी आप यहाँ होते हो, कभी यहाँ होते हो, कभी यहाँ होते हो, कभी यहाँ होते हो, ये नॉर्मल है. This is the way the life is meant for everyone. Whether you are a Tata Birla, whether you are Madonna, whether you are Aishwarya Rai, whether you are a Pria Kataaria Puri, whether you are Rhythm, anyone, life is like this. You have to prepare yourself when you go through a high phase and when you go through a low phase. High phase mein to everything is fabulous, but it is very important that when you are climbing the mountain and you're going अपनी ऊंचाइयों पे आप जा रहे हो, it's very important to keep your humility and compassion and understanding and love and respect for others. For people, when you reach up, they are people who are responsible for bringing you up. You should not forget them.
Those people.
You should, in fact, be very respectful to everyone. In fact, you have to be extra respectful. Nature, outdoor, breathing, meditation, walking in the garden, looking at flowers, talking to trees brought me a lot of confidence and peace and restored my confidence back.
Okay, that's very well said. Moving on, I want to ask you about collections. जैसे हर fashion designer they make collections. Sometimes it is not given that well as a reception. Popular नहीं होते, तो उस समय कैसा मनोस्थिति होती है? You guys feel bad and
I used to showcase in Lakme Fashion Week and Wills Fashion Week and all of that. मैंने एक collection बनाई थी, मुझे अभी तक याद है, and I'm going to quote that she's a friend of mine, she's a journalist friend of mine. It was called Poor Little Rich Girl. जो सारे बांधनी और कॉटन्स बैक देन मैंने लिया था उस वक्त में. दीपिका also had walked the ramp for me back then when Deepika was a model. All the top models, शिवानी कपूर, बहुत बड़े बड़े models. Wills, that time it was called Lakme or Wills, मुझे अब याद नहीं है. वो मैंने फैशन शो किया जो हमने टाई डाई टाइप का कॉटन का फैब्रिक था with lot of work and embroidery. So it was actually a mixture of पहली बार I had done a cotton collection. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to use a local cotton fabric, tie-dye fabrics.
Okay.
And I mixed them with beautiful hand embroideries and I created a very interesting Indo-Western look. Like skirts with tops and jackets. वो jackets भी fabric में शिमला से लाई थी, wool fabric, उस पे embroidery. And अब मेरी बहुत अच्छी friend है श्वेता शिवारे. उस time पे she wrote very bad and terrible things about that collection. That, oh my God, look at this ridiculous collection. ये कोई collection है. And she used to write for Midday. And Midday में आधा पेज मेरा photograph of my collection और नीचे इतना बड़ा, what a ridiculous collection created by Pria Kataaria Puri. When I saw that article, I was like, मेरे को जैसे रोना आ गया. तो मेरे husband मुझे बोलते हैं, Priya, why are you upset? I said, look what she's written. I said, he said to me, Midday ka half page is your model ka picture with your article. If you ask me, she probably secretly really likes you because ये एक पूरा page Midday का, why will they want to waste on a designer that has not paid them money? And Correct. They are criticizing the collection. आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे, मुझे इतनी कॉल्स आई वो आर्टिकल से, इतनी कॉल्स आए, वो सब हंस रहे थे कि ये क्या मतलब, इतना पूरा पेज मिडडे ने आपके आर्टिकल आपके नाम पे लगा दिया और ये इतना बुरा लिखा. ऑब्वियसली द कलेक्शन मस्ट बी अमेजिंग. आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे रिदम, दैट कलेक्शन वाज सोल्ड आउट विद इन 1 week. And who was my biggest buyer of that collection? It was a buyer from Kuwait.
Okay.
I sold that collection back then for over 1.5-2 crore sale.
Wow.
So now you tell me, what is failure and what is success? अगर आपकी collection आपने कोई बनाई है और जो नहीं बिकी, वो failure है. But आप उसके बारे में मत सोचो.
Get on to next one.
Get on to your next one. And let's say it does not sell well in 2022. Try to resell it and repackage it and sell it in 2023 and it'll sell. And this happens. Normally a shelf life of my collection is 4 years. और यहाँ पे designers अपने collections को बताओ कितना time देते हैं? 2 महीने. 2 महीने के बाद next collection. 2 महीने के बाद next collection. I don't do that.
We are coming back to fashion, जो बच्चे, who cannot afford a financial, status with them. They can't get into their own labels or cannot showcase their talents at the fashion week. आपका क्या कहना है, उनके लिए दरवाजे बंद हैं फैशन के?
You must intern with designers, intern with fashion houses. पहले आप दूसरों के finances पे experiment करो. In the sense, like, I feel like 1 or 2 years, do internships, take up jobs. Have the confidence that chalo tomorrow I can go to the bank and borrow 5 lakh of rupees. वो मेरे 5 lakhs need to turn into 10 lakhs. Have that confidence. And once you have that confidence, of my first advice is do internships, do jobs. Take 1 or 2 years. Because, you know, there is no such thing as when you have to give up learning. Learning is something, till today I'm learning. तो अगर आप कहीं इंटर्न करोगे वहाँ से कुछ सीखोगे, या कहीं जॉब करोगे वहाँ से सीखोगे, वो सारे जो आप सीखोगे, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल फैशन के बहुत एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं. You could be amazing in designing but terrible in production. You could be amazing in production, terrible in designing. Correct. And sometimes it's not possible. I'll be very honest with you, it took me many years to understand marketing. My strength was designing and production. My strength was never marketing. और मुझे किसी ने सिखाया भी नहीं, और ना कोई फैशन स्कूल आपको सिखाता है. बिजनेस कैसे करना है, ऑर्डर्स कैसे लेने हैं, how do you make it a marketing, how do you make it a successful campaign, how do you market it successfully, how do you take orders, ये सारी चीज़ें you have to self learn. So best is to intern in a fashion firm or with a fashion designer to understand all the aspects of fashion. If you can take part in fashion week, great. Honestly, fashion weeks are outdated. Nobody sees, nobody goes. It's all about celebrities, it's all about marketing, it's all about getting eyeballs to the showstoppers. Nobody even looks at your collection. You are better off investing that money on social media. Open a social media page. Shoot that collection with your friends. If you don't have money, shoot it with models. Beautifully, आप वो पैसे शूटिंग में लगाओ, आप वो पैसे कंटेंट क्रिएट में लगाओ, उसको आप इंस्टाग्राम में डालो, सोशल मीडिया में डालो, उसको आप एड्स करो टिकटॉक में. टिकटॉक इंडिया में है नहीं, बट you can do ads on Instagram and Facebook and spread your collection. आपको, if your work is good, कोई ना कोई fashion house, जैसे आपके पास अज़ा है, there are so many fashion houses, अपना content create करके उनको भेजो कि I'm looking for a fashion store to represent my collection. And that's it. That's how you do it.
That's you can start. And even if I talk about textiles and handicraft की बात कर रहे हैं, Ministry of Textiles ने भी हमारी संस्कृति के अलग-अलग पहलुओं को छुआ है. And now we see khadi, handicrafts, they've all picked up. उनका एक मार्केट बन गया है. So what do you have to say, इसकी बदौलत अब हमारे इंडियन फैशन में कितना चेंज आया है and ग्लोबल कितना पहुंची है ये चीजें अब?
Actually, globally people really love, they think that the fabrics from India are beautiful, and when they are referring to those fabrics, they are not talking so much about cotton, but they are talking more about silks. Like the Datta silks, the Kanjivarams. जो ये Kanjivarams की साड़ीज हैं, बनारसी फैब्रिक्स हैं, जो बहुत सालों से चल रहे हैं. लोग उनके कपड़े ही नहीं बनाते, they are using them in their home furnishings, like as throws, cushion, covers, curtains. That is very popular. The Indian khadi is not that popular worldwide. If I talk about Indian cotton and Indian khadi, they are lost. Okay. But if you talk about the Madras check cottons, those are very popular in home furnishings. So I feel when you talk about Jamewa shawls or Pashmina shawl, that is worldwide. They know it comes from India. So that is very popular. But when you talk about khadi, I feel that the Indian government needs to do more to promote this fabric. Because khadi is organic, it's sustainable, it is a beautiful fabric. It is actually what we call हमारी Indian linen है. एक तरह से वो linen जैसे Italian linen होती है,
breathable fabric also.
Yeah, so it's actually Indian linen is nothing but khadi.
Okay.
But उसको promote नहीं किया गया इतना ज़्यादा जितना करना चाहिए. But when you talk about Kashmiri fabrics, जैसे पश्मीना wools हो गए, पश्मीना shawls हो गए, वो तो बहुत पॉपुलर, दुनिया में सबको पता है. कांजीवरम साड़ीज, बनारसी फैब्रिक्स, पीपल नो दैट इज इंडिया. एंड बिकॉज कांजीवरम बनारसी और कोई बनाता नहीं है ना, चाइना ने बनाना शुरू नहीं किया अभी. सो दैट इज 100% इंडियन.
सो प्रिया, एक कल्चर और है फैशन दुनिया का कि जब तक एक सेलिब्रिटी एक डिजाइनर का डिजाइनर वेयर नहीं पहने, वो डिजाइनर वेयर कहा नहीं जाता है. तो व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन दैट? इज इट दैट इम्पोर्टेंट a designer should have a celebrity talking about his or her collection?
I have to share a very interesting story with you. When it comes to bringing celebrities and Bollywood actress on the ramp, I was the first one.
Okay.
I was the first before Manish Malhotra, before Abu Jani. I was the first person in the fashion industry to make Mahima Chaudhary walk the ramp. And this was, I think, in 1998 or 99. 1999.
Okay.
So you see, it was a trend.
During that, I think Pardes must have released
after
that.
Pardes.
Yeah.
And there was another film of Akshay Kumar she was doing at that time. So now the conversation we are having, I was the pioneer in starting this trend, because this trend was only in India. This trend of celebrities walking on the ramp is not a worldwide thing.
Okay.
So this is a trend I only started, and this is a trend that went out of control, and actually it has no value.
No value.
No. Initially,
till then or now?
I'm talking about now.
Okay.
Back then it went like wildfire. You know, uske baad everybody started, what happens is it creates a buzz, and it's very exciting. And it is really useful if you are a newcomer and you want to get noticed.
Okay.
But it does not serve you once you have already made your pehchan in the fashion industry. It does not serve
any purpose for that.
Yeah, because a trend like this is only more toward for the masses, not for your actual buyers. Your actual buyers are not going to get enamored that you had a top celebrity walking the ramp for you. And आप अभी देखो जितने भी fashion show हो रहे हैं, they never talk about the collection of the designer. What do they do? चाहे न्यूज चैनल खोल लो, कोई भी, they will show 5 minutes जहाँ पे सारे जितने भी celebrities walk किए, ये अभी इनको देखो, नाम नहीं लूंगी, इनको देखो, जो फैशन डिजाइनर बेचारा जिसने इतनी मेहनत की, इतना काम किया, उसके काम के बारे में कुछ नहीं है. So
this I can definitely vouch, because I have worked with news channels, and when we used to do stories,
सबसे पहले
you were told which celebrity was it.
सबसे पहले you wanted to do a story कि अगर कोई है. मुझे याद है in 2000 जब ये फैशन वीक शुरू हुए, the first thing they used to ask you कि अच्छा आपका इंटरव्यू है, in the channel with Zoom or whatever, who's your showstopper? The excitement was who's the showstopper, and that is where it all went wrong. And if you see the fashion weeks also, they are picking only the designers, top designers every year get the same finale because who they can bring. Correct. See, today if I can bring, say, Deepika, Kareena, it's the organizers are not paying for it. So it's saving them X amount of money. And what are they selling? Lakme is doing makeup, or Wills is doing whatever, or Reliance is doing whatever. What do? Is they pitch the celebrity as a part of their fashion week. So they're pitching, let's say, Deepika or Kareena as a Lakme model or as a Wills. If you look at it from a bigger vision, they are really not. The fashion weeks are not creating a platform for fashion designers to grow and build their business. What is the purpose of a fashion week? The purpose of a fashion week is that the designers showcase the collection. जैसे हम शुरू में शुरू किया था, एक तरफ में पूरे buyers को invite करते थे. Buyers from all over the world. Buyers from India, buyers from Europe, buyers from Middle East. I used to bring buyers from Middle East. एक तरफ में सारे guests और celebrities.
Yes.
Today, when a fashion designer showcases in Wills Fashion Week or Lakme Fashion Week or any fashion week, he and she is not getting any orders. क्योंकि कोई buyers है ही नहीं उधर, वो सारे भरे हुए हैं अब रैंडम लोगों से. तो वो बस फैशन शो दिखा रहे हैं, उनको एक फैशन वीडियो मिल रहा है. अब वो फैशन वीडियो भी मान्य नहीं रखता कि जब तक कोई सेलिब्रिटी वॉक ना करे, क्योंकि जब वो वॉक करते हैं, इट गेट्स पिक्ड अप बाय विरल भवानी एंड एक्सेट्रा, तो फिर उनका नाम आ जाता है. You understand? But this is a wrong way. It does not work. It does not serve anyone. It only serves the fashion weeks, because the fashion weeks are getting free celebrities that they are not paying for. So if they, let's say, have a face of the brand, they have to pay them X number of crores to be the face of the brand. But when 30 designers bring in all the actresses, they're not paying any one of them. And I think they're choosing also designers based on that. कि कौन क्या ला रहा है. So सारा मान्या ही खत्म हो गया. A celebrity will never bring you business.
Correct.
It will only bring you eyeballs. So you have to be very clear that do you want eyeballs or do you want business? What will bring you business is taking your collections and showing it to the buyers here or abroad, or but talking about fashion weeks in America, London, they are not like that. They are full buyers there. You have stalls there, you take orders, you give orders, you make money. So coming back to your question, celebrities can only bring you eyeballs, and even influencers. Talking about influencers, today the influencers have taken over from the celebrities and taken a lot from the actresses. But are the influencers bringing you business? My answer is no.
No.
I've had influencers with 2 million, 3 million followers have worn my outfits and we've not sold one outfit. But I have had influencers who have 2,000, 3,000 followers but are part of society and have worn my outfit and bought a lot of business. So you have to understand that more the following, it's more mass following. It is not fashion followers.
And Priya, since you're an avid traveler, you've traveled worldwide. One thing that we've been noticing, in this modern era is the youngsters getting addicted towards drugs, and all these kind of activities which is not good for them. So आपको लगता है the so-called modernization, the kids are getting attracted to the wrong side more?
I don't think it's modernization. I think it's poor upbringing and not giving time to the children. I have seen more drugs in Bombay and Delhi than I've seen anywhere in the world. So मैं अब बाहर के तो आप छोड़ ही दो ना. I'm from here, so I can talk about this. And if you ask me, I would say almost 40-50% of the people I personally know are doing drugs. मेरे को, मेरे husband को भी हमारे बहुत दोस्तों ने were trying to get us into it.
Yeah, I get
You
it.
have to be a very strong personality. You have to have a lot of confidence.
Correct.
And I actually remember going to San Francisco and doing a whole seminar on why people do drugs. What is the reason behind people doing drugs? The reason I did this seminar was because I wanted to understand that I don't make the mistakes or I don't create that atmosphere that when my children take drugs. जैसे आपने बोला, back then I also thought कि आजकल तो सभी कर रहे हैं. It's a thing. It's like a thing of modernization. How do I protect my children from drugs? And there was one very simple thing that I learned in that seminar. It is nothing but deprivation of love and attention. When a child is not given the love and the attention, they feel sad even when they grow up. And drugs makes them feel like they can be anything and anyone they want. So if the child does not have the confidence of being loved and does not have confidence, they are the children who end up taking drugs. I feel bad for these people and I don't judge them. I have full love and compassion. But end of the day, it is deprivation of love and attention.
Correct. And Priya, before we let you go, 30 years of your fashion, your dedication to this journey. If I ask you amidst life, success, failures, ups and downs, what has been your rhythm of life?
My rhythm of life is never give up. Never give up. Okay. It's always been that I believe like I should never give up. That's like my biggest, if I was to tell anybody what is my biggest giveaway of happiness, success, is keep learning and keep striving, never be satisfied and never give up.
And हम आपको बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहते हैं. आपने अपना ये समय दिया. We had a great time.
Thank you
so
much.
A lot of enlightenment to me.
Thank
and
you.
a lot of viewers watching.
Thank you. It was an honor to be interviewed by you. Thank you so much.
तो ये थी हमारे साथ एस फैशन डिजाइनर प्रिया कटारिया पुरी, जिन्होंने इंडियन डिजाइन्स को इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पर एक नया मुकाम दिया और इस बात पर गौर फरमाने को बोला कि जो लोग अपने काम में रुचि रखते हैं और जो अपने काम की रिसर्च और सब्जेक्ट पर पूरा ज्ञान रखते हैं वो लाइफ में ज़रूर सक्सीड करते हैं. प्रिया की ही बात से हमारी पीके बाबा की टिप्पणी याद आ गई और वो ये कहते हैं कि अगर सुबह की शुरुआत आप उत्तेजना के साथ करते हैं और इस सोच के साथ करते हैं कि आज हमारे साथ कुछ अच्छा होने वाला है तो ज़रूर अच्छा होता है. और अगर आप ऐसी सोच से अपनी शुरुआत करते हैं सुबह की कि आज पता नहीं क्या होना है तो फिर कुछ नहीं होता. तो दोस्तों, इसलिए अंतर्मन से की गई सकारात्मक सोच पर जरूर ध्यान दीजिए, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं ये सोच हमारी जीवन की राह को थोड़ा आसान जरूर बनाती है। फिलहाल इस कार्यक्रम में इतना ही। देखते रहिए रिदम ऑफ लाइफ। मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक नए फनकार के साथ। एंड आई होप कि आप हमारा ये चैनल YMF जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं। मुझे आपको यहाँ तक लाने में बहुत वक्त लग गया। मैं पिछले 3-4 महीने से आपके पीछे हूँ। तो ये व्यस्तता है या आप इंटरव्यू या इनसे परहेज करते हैं?
कुछ व्यस्तता भी है, लेकिन ज़्यादा असल में मैं बहुत कंफर्टेबल नहीं हूँ इंटरव्यूज़ को लेकर के, चर्चा को लेकर के, क्योंकि मेरे पास बहुत ही लिमिटेड जिसको कहते हैं कि अपने बारे में जानकारी है। मुझे जो अतीत है वो भूलता जाता हूँ, तो बहुत कुछ कहने के लिए नया होता नहीं है।